Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 521. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today we're going to be doing a rebroadcast of one of our most downloaded and impactful episodes of August 2022. Guys, I want you to lock in for today's show because I'm going to talk about something that is super important, and it's actually going to give you a different way to look at your business. Today's show topic is titled 99% of entrepreneurs don't know the real money doesn't come from your product or service. 99% of entrepreneurs don't know the real money doesn't come from your product or service. So there are many misconceptions about how to become a successful entrepreneur. And really, guys, entrepreneurs are divided into two sections. There's the 99% that most of us are as entrepreneurs, and then there's the 1%. And on today's show, I'm going to make you totally look at your business in a different light. We're going to talk about what the 1% know and the 99% don't know. Now, you may know it, but you probably haven't implemented it yet. If you're looking to transform your business from bad to good or from good to great, this is the episode for you. So make sure you stay locked in. Before we jump into today's content, I just want to share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links like the new revamped BEB Academy, which is our online learning portal. We have all types of resources, downloads, and masterclasses to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. So go to newbebacademy.com for more information. So let's dive into today's content. 99% of entrepreneurs don't know the real money does not come from your product or service. Okay. And when you understand this concept that I'm going to talk about, you're going to look at your business in a totally different light. It's going to be like, you ever see when you look at magazines and they have these images and you can see one of two things. Some people will see one thing, other people will see others. And then when you kind of go away from it and come back to it, you'll see what the other people were seeing. And this is literally what this does to your business. So I want you guys to lock in. Make sure you go get the newsletter because we have the show notes in the newsletter. Just go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. On any page on the bottom, it'll say newsletter or join us, and you'll get the newsletter and you'll have all the notes and links that I'm going to talk about. So if you're driving in your car, you're whatever, doing whatever, and you can't write down this stuff, go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com and get the newsletter. So the title is, once again, 99% of entrepreneurs don't know the real money does not come from your product or service. Guys, where is the real money in your business? And the answer is this. The real money is in owning the data, not your product or your service. It's owning the data. Once you have the data, you can sell anything. And we're going to discuss why owning the data is important and how to get that data. I'm going to start off the show, guys, by giving you a couple of examples, and then we're going to start to break it down. First thing I want to do is talk about two companies that are, one of them is $1 billion company and the other one is a couple $100 million company. The first one is Amazon, and I'm just going to give you a couple of quick notes on Amazon. So Amazon has 300 million active users. That's actually twice the entire population of Russia. And we're talking about data. Okay. The real money, guys, is in the data. So listen to what I'm saying. They also have 153 million Americans will be on Amazon Prime by the end of 2022. Data. Amazon.com received 2.2 billion visits just in February of 2022. Data. Amazon does not share their data to third-party sellers. Okay, so if you sell on Amazon like I do, and you do FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, what Amazon tells you off the bat is, hey, these are our customers. We're going to let you sell to these customers, but you're not going to get the data. You're not going to know who buys your product, okay? You'll know the name and all that, but you won't get the email and all of that good stuff because guess what? Amazon owns the data. So that's the biggest example. Now, let me give you another example. So there's a company called Touch of Modern. So you guys may have heard of it. It's really it's an e-commerce company that actually focuses on selling products to men, upgraded or unique type products, man cave type products. They have watches, clothes, they sell swords, they sell all kinds of stuff geared toward men. Let me give you a little stat or a couple stats on them. They were founded in 2012 and headquartered in San Francisco. The company has over 20 million users. Data, okay? 20 million users. In 2021, annual revenue was close to $200 million. Touch of Modern does not share their data to product sellers on their platform. Okay, they don't share their data. So if you sell a product, say I own a watch manufacturing company, this is how it works. And I'm going to tell you a quick story, a real story about Touch of Modern and my cousin and his company. But what happens is they say, okay, how many watches can you allot to this sale that we're going to do? And say the watch company says, oh, we're good to promote 200 watches at a sale price of whatever. So what happens is Touch of Modern goes out and they start marketing that sale for those watches, those 200 watches. And once they sell those 200 watches, they go back to that watch company person and say, okay, we sold the 200 watches. We're going to buy them from you now at wholesale, and we're going to deliver them ourselves to the people that bought them. Now, that watch company does not even know who bought that watch. They have no idea. Why? Because Touch of Modern owns the data. I want you guys to understand this. So here's a real life story with my cousin. He has a high-end cognac business. So he's selling cognac for, I think they're retailing for like $197 a bottle. So it's high-end, unique type of cognac. And I told him about Touch of Modern about 2 years ago, and they finally reached out to him this year. And so they had been in negotiations with him to basically, offer their cognac on the Touch of Modern platform. So I told you how their system works, right? They'll say, hey, how many bottles do you want to sell? What's the sales price you can give us? We'll go market it. And then once we sell it, we'll send you the money at wholesale. And now we'll deliver it to our customers, the Touch of Modern customers. And so when my cousin and I were talking, he was like, dude, he said, man, I said, man, that's a great business model. But he said, he said, the money is really in the data. He said, it's really in the data. And I started thinking about it. And we started talking about it. I'm like, yeah, you know why? Because now anytime they bring out another cognac, they have the database of people that purchase your cognac. So now they can market that cognac to those particular people. And so that's why I'm saying, guys, the real money is in owning the data. Your product or service. I mean, once you own the data, you can sell anything. You can sell any product or service. That's why it's so important when I tell you guys to build a database. That's why it's so important, because the data is the biggest asset of your business. You could have 5,000 razor blades sitting in your garage, all right? If you can't find people that need razor blades, guess what? It's not going to make you any money. The asset is having a list of people that want to buy razor blades, that buy a certain type of razor blades. That's where the money is, guys. And I'm telling you, when you start to look at your business from that perspective of database building, all right, that's what creates companies that are around for hundreds of years. It's longevity. Products can come and go. You may have a hot product here and it's selling. You remember the fidget spinners that all the kids were using 4 or 5 years ago? You go online, oh, fidget spinner, fidget spinner. Yeah, you can make money off of it, but that's a trend. Okay, it's a fad. It's not going to last a long time. Okay, but when you own the data, guess what? You're building longevity. That's why I had to bring back up 5dayleadgensystem.com. 5dayleadgensystem.com. When you generate leads, you're building and owning data. Make sure you go. It was $27. Now it's $37. It's about to go to its regular price. Go to 5dayleadgensystem.com. Step number 1, okay, is to be able to generate a database. The number 5, DAY, leadgensystem.com. So any of you entrepreneurs that are just slinging stuff against the wall, selling products or services, it's going to be very hard for you to become a business that can sustain itself without a database. All right, I talk about it all the time. Borders and Barnes and Nobles. Borders went out of business. Barnes and Nobles bought their database out of bankruptcy. They didn't buy the stores. They didn't buy the books. They didn't buy the products. They bought the database. Okay? Once again, your real money is coming from your data. If you have no data, then it's going to be hard for you to be successful and sustainable and be able to scale your business. Yes, you can make money, but can you make consistent money? So what we want to talk about now is why owning the data is so important. Okay, we understand what it is, and I want you to look at your business from that standpoint of a data gathering business. How are you doing when it comes to gathering data, meaning creating database, subsetting databases, tagging certain people that like certain things or that have taken certain actions? How have you been doing with that? And if you haven't been doing that at all, then you need to start doing it. If you're doing it half-ass, then you really need to step your game up. This is the difference between the 1% and the 99%. Business takes work, guys. It's not just getting up there and connecting with somebody and having an influencer mention your product or service, and all of a sudden, man, you good. You selling everything. That if that happens, great. But that's not building a foundation for your business. Okay? So we're going to talk about why is owning the data so important right now. Number 1, data tells you what people are interested in and what they want to buy. Data tells you what people are interested in and what they want to buy. Okay, I use the example of the cognac. So A Touch of Modern sells my cousin's cognac. Guess what? When they sell another cognac, they're going to have data from all the people that bought my cousin's cognac. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to send the new cognac offer to these people. It's data. Let me give you a real life example of how data works and how important it is. Several years ago, one of my best friends and his wife were having marital problems. And so he was telling me that at work, he had a female friend that they were real cool. They've been working together for about 5 or 6 years. And he started to tell her or divulge some of the things that were going on in their marriage. Some of the things that, oh man, my wife isn't doing this, or, we got this type of problem. She doesn't like this or whatever. And I told him, I said, bro, all you doing is giving up the blueprint. I said, because if this young lady likes you, everything that your wife doesn't do, guess what? She's going to say that she does. Everything that your wife doesn't like, she's going to say that she likes. And so I said, literally, you've given her the blueprint to basically get at you. And he was like, damn, I ain't even think about it like that. I said, yeah. I said, not saying that she is, but if she wanted to, you gave her all the data, and that's what we're talking about, that she needs to convert you from a prospect to a sale. So that's how important data is. So data tells you what people are interested in and what they want to buy or what they want. And so when you give up that data like that to that young lady, you're basically giving her the blueprint to come in and mess your situation up. And what we're talking about now is why owning the data is so important. So number 1, data tells you what people are interested in and what they want to buy. Number 2, data allows you to put the right offers in front of the right people. Case in point, the example I was talking about. My wife doesn't do this. Oh, I'll do that. My wife doesn't like this. Oh, I like that. Same thing. Number 3, data allows you to grow and scale efficiently. Okay, so if you have these data points and these people in your database that are tagged, guess what? It's super easy now to promote offers and products and services to them that they're going to accept, right? Because you have the data. The number 4 reason why owning data is so important. You can sell the data. Guys, that's what all of these companies that you work with or that you have credit cards through or mortgages are doing. They're selling the data. Data is that important and they understand it. And that's why I'm really telling you guys, the real money is in owning the data, not your product or service. So let me just read this. The global big data market size is projected to grow from 162 billion in 2021 to $273 billion in 2026. Okay, and that's a compound annual growth rate of 11%. And what they're talking about, the global big data market, meaning selling data, owning and selling data. It is a $162 billion market in 2021, going up to $273 billion in 2026. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So I want you to take off the rose-colored glasses and really understand where your money is really made. It's in owning the data. And I'm going to give you another example, right? So I know a lot of you may be into or interested in affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is a great place or a great way to make money. But a lot of times, if you don't have affiliate offers coming that are successful or that you can convert, you're not going to make money. So if you start looking at owning databases as opposed to just being an affiliate marketer, then your whole concept is going to change. Now, here's an example. So if you're an affiliate marketer who just makes money by selling other people's products or services, you can build a real business by actually understanding and utilizing the data that you've compiled. Okay, so now you own that data and now you can monetize it. And you can do that by offering similar products or services to that database. And then eventually you can start selling your own products to that database if you want. So if you have an e-commerce store that sells outdoor gear and camping gear and all of that stuff, and you become an affiliate for, say, Yeti coolers. Okay, you have an e-commerce store. You know, a lot of outdoor folks love Yeti coolers, right? So if you have a database of people that you've gotten through a lead magnet that have an interest in Yeti coolers, now guess what you can do? You can create your own brand of coolers that are quote unquote similar to Yeti, but maybe half priced. And now with that database or that data that you own from the people who had an interest in Yeti coolers, now you can market your own product directly to them. And here's a very simple way to do that. Say you want to do a giveaway. You're going to give away a $350 Yeti cooler. Sign up for this Yeti cooler, enter now to win. You have one person that wins the cooler, but you may have had 1,000 people that signed up for the contest. Now, that one person, hey, congratulations, you won the cooler. I'll be shipping it to you, whatever. Those other 999 people, hey, unfortunately, you didn't win the Yeti cooler, but we have something very similar for half the price. Here it is, and that's your product. Once again, because you own the data. That's why owning the data, guys, is so important. Once you own the data, then you can do whatever you want with it. Most entrepreneurs don't have a true system when it comes to marketing and generating leads. So if you're just trying different things, throwing stuff against the wall, getting people in, making sales, and you're making enough sales where you're not going out of business, a lot of times you think, hey, I'm doing it, but you're really not doing it. You're hustling backwards. So you want to be able to own the data. That's why it is so important. Do you understand when it is a $160-something billion business selling data, how massive that is? You understand what Amazon is doing? They're owning their data. They don't even let third-party sellers know who they're selling their product to. And they tell you right up front, hey, you're paying us basically a commission because these are our customers. Touch of Modern is doing the same thing. All right, so we're discussing why owning data is so important. And now we're going to talk about how do you get that data? How are you going to start to look at your business differently and start getting and owning your data so you can monetize that data? So how do you get the data to own? How do you own your own data? And the steps are pretty simple, but we're not going to get into the intricacies of it. I've talked about this on many previous podcasts. So step number one, to get the data, and it could be name, email, phone, or whatever. If it's another type of business, you may need the address. You have to get people to raise their hand for one of your lead magnets. So a lead magnet is a piece of content that somebody is interested in, and they're going to raise their hand. So for example, once again, I just used a contest, right? When I gave you the Yeti cooler example. So if somebody's into camping or they want a Yeti cooler and they see that contest around to win a free Yeti cooler, guess what? They're going to raise their hand. So they've indicated that they have an interest in that product or service. Okay, so now that piece of content, which was your contest, made somebody raise their hand, and that's called lead generation. Don't forget, guys, check out 5dayleadgensystem.com. The number 5, DAY, leadgensystem.com. $37 program. It is a no-brainer. It is step number one to owning data. It is step number one to owning data. It is a no-brainer. If you don't have a database, trust me, you're not going to be able to build a sustainable business. And I'm not talking about sustainable being a year, 3 years, or 5 years. I'm talking about generational business where you can pass down to your kids and things of that nature. So that's step number one on how to get the data to own. Step number two is you convert those prospects into paying customers. And when you have that data, it is super simple to make that conversion. I gave you the example of my friend who was having marital problems. He's telling another woman all his problems, which is basically giving her the blueprint if she wanted to move on that to take advantage of the data points. Oh, your wife don't like that. Oh, I don't understand that. I like that. Oh, your wife doesn't do that. Oh, I would do that. And it's crazy because he's literally giving her the blueprint. And I told him, I said, bro, you never discuss your marital situations with another woman if you're a man, and vice versa for a woman talking to another man or whoever. If you got a partner, same sex partner, whatever, you don't do that. Okay, because all you're doing is giving them the blueprint to get into you, to tap into you. And you don't want to do that as a married person or somebody that's in a committed relationship. But as an entrepreneur, hell yeah, that's what you want to do. All right. You want to get the blueprint, and that's all based on data. So step one, make somebody raise their hand for that content that you have out there, be it a lead magnet, some type of content. It could be a podcast. It could be a giveaway. It could be whatever. It could be a free piece of, PDF download checklist. All right. It could be a video to watch. Step two, now you have to convert that prospect into a paying customer. And that comes from your sales system. So there's a lead generation system and a sales system. OK, and those are the things that you need. All right, in order to be able to own the data. Now, before we get to the last quarter of the show, I just want to share my social media contact information and my resource links. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to tell you about a company that you probably never heard of that is using data, owning data, to create a $1 billion empire, billion with a B. All right, so let me just share this social media contact information and resource links, and then we're going to jump into that. Now, I mentioned at the top of the show, guys, my latest book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. $14.95 for the print version, $9.95 for the digital version. Go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Also, I mentioned BEB Academy. Get 3 days free access. Go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Everything has its own individual website, but just go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com and hit the Learn tab, and you'll see all the courses and things of that nature. Okay. In addition to that, I mentioned before, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. We're under construction right now. We're revamping everything to a new platform. So if you are interested in selling your products or your services on either platform, just go to the link. It'll take you to a landing page. Put in your name and email address, and we'll alert you as soon as we're back up again. And if you're interested in building a successful, sustainable website, my new program is out, pound for pound. Brand Builder Academy Elite, BBAElite.com. You can go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. It is on the first page, And if you're looking for the best program for e-commerce, building a physical products brand or a digital products brand, this is it. BBAelite.com, 15-week implementation program. Go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, hit the Learn tab under courses, take a look at it, watch the video to see if it's for you. Everything I'm telling you is on the website, guys, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Now, if you want to connect with me, anything long, hit me on my email address, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, JAYJONES at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, Twitter, jjones001, JAYJONES 001. Instagram, I got 2 IG accounts. The first one is J Jones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. YouTube, guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and hit the subscribe button. We have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. If you're in Clubhouse, connect with me at I am J Jones. LinkedIn, just look for J Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Once again, all of this, guys, can be found on the website. We spent a whole lot of money to redesign blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. So if you want to learn anything, just hit the Learn tab and you'll be able to go to any type of content that you need to help elevate your entrepreneur IQ. If you want to connect with me, hit the About tab, and under my picture, I think, or under the About tab, there's all of my social media contact information and links. So blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, utilize the site, guys. Now, let me tell you a quick story about a $1 billion company that you probably never heard of. So this is a $1 billion newsletter company, and it's called the Agora. And so what the Agora does is it's not a newsletter business, but they're a collection of newsletter businesses and more, right? All told, their collection pulls in over $1 billion per year with a B. Reportedly, it has a database of over 10 million people and over 300,000 subscribers. They own data on 10 million people and they have 300,000 subscribers. So that's the benefit of owning data. All right, let me just read a little bit about them. Their US-based member companies of the Agora network include Agora Financial, Laissez-Faire Books, Common Sense Publishing, the Oxford Club, Money Map Press, Wall Street Daily, Bonner and Partners, Tradesmith, New Market Group, Institute of Natural Healing, Banyan Hill Publishing, and Omnivest Health. Okay, now, once again, this is a newsletter-based company. They have all of these different newsletters under these different names. Okay, now they have, once again, over $1 billion. And the reason of it is, guys, is because they own the database. And I'm going to show the sales strategy, or the newsletter sales strategy, simple, that Agora uses to create a $1 billion business with a B. All right. And it's funny, they said in the article, here's where things get really interesting with the Agora newsletters. All of the examples I've seen use the same growth model to sell people their subscriptions. And here's how they do it. Step number 1, acquire traffic through ads or co-promotions. So they acquire traffic through ads or co-promotions. Number 2, show a video sales letter that explains the problem and the potential benefit in detail. Shows a video sales letter that explains the problem and the potential benefit in detail. Step number 3, convert traffic on a long form sales page with a free or low priced tripwire offer. I'll repeat that. Number 3, convert traffic on a long form sales page with a free or low priced tripwire offer. That's the lead magnet. Okay. Step 4, upsell users to a higher price paid membership or offer a downsell offer if they abandon. I'm going to repeat step 4, upsell users to a higher price paid membership or offer a downsell if they don't take the upsell. Okay. Number 5, nurture the relationship and periodically offer further upsells, which cycles them back into step 2, the video sales letter. So do you understand why owning data is so important and how big a business that it is selling data? If data wasn't important, it wouldn't be a $162 billion industry, looking to go up to $270 something billion by 2026. So if large corporations and the 1% of entrepreneurs that are making gobs of money understand this, why don't you? That's why I'm digging into these topics, guys, and I'm trying to hit you over the head to let you know that this is what you have to do to grow and scale your business. Now, the Agora, which is $1 billion company, uses a very simple formula. 5 steps: acquire traffic through ads or co-promotions. That means they're running ads or they're doing some co-promotions with synergistic type companies or entities. Step 2, show a video sales letter that explains the problem and the potential benefits in detail. Problem, solution, result. That's step number 2 with a video sales letter. Step 3, they convert that traffic on a long form sales page with a free or low priced tripwire offer. So a tripwire offer is something that gets somebody to buy your product. So it could be a $7 PDF checklist. But anytime that you start buying something from a company, usually you have a higher propensity to continue to buy from them. So it could be a free lead magnet or a low cost tripwire. That's step number 3. Step number 4, upsell the users to a higher price paid membership. So you get them in there. Okay, you got the $7 product, or you downloaded the free PDF. Let me try to get you into another paid membership offer. And if you don't take that, then I'm going to try to downsell you to something else. All right. Step number 5, nurture the relationship and periodically offer further upsells, which then cycles them back to step number 2, which is show a video sales letter that explains the problem and the potential benefit in detail. That is it. That is their sales letter strategy for $1 billion company. They're successful, guys, because they own the data. They own the data. Okay? They have a database of over 10 million people and over 300,000 subscribers within all of their newsletters, and they're doing $1 billion. It's not rocket science. And I'm not saying that you're going to be successful at this level, but the keys of building a business are the same. You just might not be able to scale it to that level. And trust me, everything starts from a concept and then grows from there. But owning the data is really where your money is made, guys. The real money is in the data, not your product and or your service. Okay? Anytime you have the data, you can sell anything. If there used to be an old sales manager I had years ago, and he used to ask new salespeople that came in, if I had a restaurant, what's the one thing that I need? And people would be like, food, this, that. And he was like, hungry customers. But the hungry customers have to be at your door. They can't be across the street at another restaurant. They need to be at your door. And so when you look at the sales strategy from the Agora, the 5 steps that I just talked about, it's a simple strategy. It's stuff that we've been talking about here at BEB for the longest. It's about the implementation and understanding where your money is really made. Once again, the products and services could be interchangeable. I gave you the example of somebody that was selling an affiliate product. They're selling the affiliate Yeti cooler, right? So they'll make a couple of percentage points off a $350 Yeti cooler. But now, since they have that database of people that like Yeti coolers, guess what? We're going to come out with our own cooler, very similar to Yeti, but half the price. And now, instead of making $35 as an affiliate, I'm going to make $100 every time I sell one of my coolers. So the data, I keep telling you, the money is in the data. It's like my cousin said in our conversation with Touch of Modern. He's like, damn, I'm not even going to get the customer list because Touch of Modern owns the customer. Amazon owns the customer. They own the data. That's why Amazon is so successful. It's not because of the products. It's because of the data. And if anybody sells on Amazon, they probably can tell you this. There's studies and there's stories that have come out in all the major news publications that Amazon steals product ideas. There was a guy that was he was selling like crazy. He had these trunk organizers. So, like the boxes that have compartments that, you could throw in the back of your trunk, and you can put stuff in, like if you're grocery shopping or whatever. And he was doing like $100,000 a month, small company, $100,000 a month selling these trunk organizers. Guess what Amazon did? Amazon came up with a copycat trunk organizer that looked damn near exactly like it, different color schemes though. And he was selling his for like $59. They were selling theirs for like $39. What happened? He said in the article that he damn near went out of business, and he tried to sue Amazon. If you ever heard of the company Allbirds, ALLBIRDS.com, Allbirds creates these woven or like wool sneakers. Okay, Amazon did the same thing to them. Allbirds, I think, sell anywhere from $70 to $110 or $120. Amazon came up with a copycat brand for, I think they were selling for $40, $35, $40. The reason they knew how to do that is because they owned the data. They saw how much money Allbirds was making with these sneakers, and they were like, well, damn, you know what? Instead of, just getting a little piece of this, because Allbirds was a third-party seller, Amazon usually makes anywhere from 25 to about 15 to 20% of whatever the sale price is. So if they're selling something for, Allbirds is selling for $100, they're making $20, right? Now, just imagine Amazon, who can produce the product or get it produced for $2, and now they're selling at $49, they're making $47. And I'm just making up these numbers, but I'm just giving you examples of why the data is so important. So if you're still running around after this episode thinking about shotgun approaches to marketing and not really understanding where your revenue or where your money comes from, then you're going to have a problem. If you want to build a sustainable, successful business that's not going to be predicated on fads, it's not going to be predicated on one-hit wonders. You want to build a successful, sustainable business, you're going to start mining data. You're going to start basically owning data. That's what you do. And when you do this, guys, you can sell anything. Anything that's aligned with that customer or that audience, you'll be able to sell. Man, I can't make it any clearer to you guys, man. I've been telling one of my boys, I've been getting frustrated lately. I've been working with some people as a mentor free. And I'm trying to give them game, give them actionable content and steps to build and grow their business. And they really don't want it. And it's like, I'm spending my time for free and have this done before we meet. People don't have the stuff done. And I'm like, you know what? Until you have the stuff done, we're not meeting, because I'm not wasting my time having conversation. I'm trying to help you get from point A to point B. And once you understand this about owning data, you're going to get to a certain level, but you're going to get to a ceiling. And the only way you're going to be able to break through that ceiling and create a sustainable business, guys, is owning the data. The money is in the data. And I talk about database all the time and building the database, but I wanted to break down and give you real life examples of companies doing billions of dollars based or predicated on owning the data. Amazon owns the data. That's why Amazon is in so many different verticals, because they have all of the data. Do you understand, guys? They have the data. And the way to get the data is to build a lead generation system. So if you are a marketing company, right? I'm going to use QVC as another example. QVC, they sell a whole bunch of other people's stuff, but QVC has its own brands also. And I forgot something, design utensil. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, in the home goods place, they're selling all types of, regular products under their own brand. You know why? Because they have a list of customers that bought Tupperware before or similar products. And they say, guess what? We own the database. We have the database. And that they work like a touch of modern also. When you sell a product on QVC, you ship the product to QVC. Then QVC ships the product out to the customer. They have the customer data. They're QVC's customers. Do you understand why that is so important? They own the customer, meaning they own the data. And when you own the data and the customer, then anything that customer has shown an interest in previously, man, you can sell it to them, or you have a better chance of selling them that. That's why this is about a data business. Like my cousin and I talked about, he said, man, the biggest asset, man, is that data. They got the data. So I'm selling them my cognac. I don't even know where it's going. They're grabbing the data. So y'all got to understand, man, level it up, baby. You got to level up, man. Elevate your entrepreneur IQ. So when I keep telling y'all about the database, I know you probably like, yeah, Jay talking about building databases all the time. But I wanted to dig in deep and give you an understanding of not just what it is, but why it's so important. Okay. How do you get it and why it's so important to own the data? All right. Don't forget, guys, step number one is basically building your database. Go to 5dayleadgensystem.com, the number 5DAY leadgensystem.com if you want to start building your database. Remember, make sure you get the show notes. I gave you the 5-step system that the Agora newsletter sales strategy is. It's 5 simple steps, and they've done that to build a $1 billion business. Okay, this is why there's the 1% and there's the 99%. Where do you want to be? You may not get to $1 billion. You may not get to 500 million. You may not even get to 1 million. But as long as you understand this concept, and that's why the title of today's show was 99% of entrepreneurs don't know the real money does not come from your product or service. It comes from owning the data. I can't even stress it no more, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of talking about the database. If this doesn't hit home for you, I can't help you. I can't help you, because if you don't understand after listening to this, then I don't even know what's wrong. All right. These are how companies are transforming from concept to $1 billion companies, owning the data. And when you own the data, everything else after that is gravy. All right. Now, I say this each and every week, guys, because it's true. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the blog, the new website, guys. We want BlackEntrepreneurBlueprint.com to be the go-to resource for Black entrepreneurs worldwide. So we have all the resources on there. Make sure you go BlackEntrepreneurBlueprint.com. Hit the learn button. Anything you want to learn, we have resources on scaling your business, mindset. We have e-commerce, marketing, everything that you need to know. There's some content on there for you. Also, if you want to connect with me, make sure you hit the about button. And I believe on the bottom of that page, there are all my social media links to connect with me. Remember, guys, this is a communal thing. It's about us. It's about us as a community, as a family. The worldwide Black family. I don't care what country you're from. This thing gets downloaded in over 140 or 50 countries, which is still amazing to me. And it doesn't matter where you are. We're all family, because it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us as a community. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.